That's Victor, Team Sphinx's heart, soul, and spirit. He's kind and soft-spoken, and we hope he comes out of his shell by the end of the year. He's also been to medical school.
Twice!
Meet Anna. She's a serious Austrian academic with a heart of gold and a mind of steel. She may have recently changed careers, but she'll never change our cognitive trust in her.
This is Tom. He's a homegrown nutmegger and suffers from voluntary nutrition deficiency. He's also very generous, inquisitive, and hardworking.
Meet George, our overcaffeinated genius. He's from Shanghai and has 3 kids, Richie, Charlie, and Emma. He loves Peking duck and is chemically addicted to Coke. But the good news is, he's looking to switch to Pellegrino.
This is Nate, our corn-fed Ireland, who thinks he's from California. He's a hard-working diplomat that makes sure everyone on the team is heard.
Meet Smitha, our beloved globe-trotting organizer and first team leader from India. It's a good thing she's introverted because she leads one heck of a proactive group in Team Sphinx.
On the first day, as a team, we greeted each other with excited nervousness, guarded friendliness, and yet a sense of earnestness and optimism. We came from the 4 corners of the globe, 6 strangers determined to survive orientation and navigate our ship through iceberg-laden waters of year 1. We broke through the ice, that first ice, with the soft bristles of a few paintbrushes. As a doctor, a health economist, senior oil and gas leader, asset manager, real estate developer, and pilot, we trusted each other's cognitive abilities. We were experts in our fields. We knew we could do the work and that each of us had the credentials to be here. But could we really trust in each other, the people, and the team we just met?
As a group of mostly introverts, we began communicating slowly and respectfully. In short order, our guardedness gave way to a desire to connect and build, and we opened up, sharing some of our more vulnerable feelings and memories with each other. This paved the way for us to start building an elusive but deeper, more permanent form of trust. As our sense of effective trust began to grow, we began to communicate more frequently. We decided on group norms before it was suggested we have them. We took turns communicating and listened when our teammates spoke. We shared our goals for the program and solemnly swore to help every member of our group achieve their goal. We promised we would never leave each other behind.
Most importantly, we all share the deep desire to continuously improve. This shared goal helped us to receive feedback well and conduct honest reviews of our performance. We implemented new team rules and altered existing ones to show up our weak spots. For example, we fell victim to perceived expert bias and groupthink during the hurricane survival exercise and ended up doing worse of as a group than we would have done as individuals. This is because we allowed ourselves to be overly influenced by the person in our group who we knew had some survival training. Without a dissenting voice among us, we deferred to what turned out to be a minority opinion.
But one quick thing,
Yeah.
fire extinguisher you mentioned, are we using any of that? Putting it out, doing it again, putting it out?
Yeah.
Wait, why
Yes.
would? Okay.
That's
All
still
right.
related to.
I think so because it gives us the ability to light multiple
put it-
fires.
Fires,
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
If you don't, you get one shot at it. You can just
Okay.
burn up your mop and that's it.
Right.
The
Fire.
other thing I was thinking
So
was
fire
since we have
extinguisher.
Okay. So,
So
fire
number
extinguisher is
eight.
number
we
8.
have a
Number
mop,
8.
As natural competitors, we were a little bummed with the results. What did this say about our group's intelligence? Did we have the C factor? Shaken but wanting to improve, we learned to guard against overly influential opinions by creating a dedicated devil's advocate, whose sole job in future group tasks will be to challenge the predominant group strategy.
We tend to spring to action without first planning and strategizing, and then disciplining ourselves to stick with the plan. That would prevent us from going down dead ends and wasting time when it's a factor. We all felt the squeeze of time and allowed ourselves to succumb to its pressure by frequently deviating from any plans or strategy that we did come up with. In the first minutes, a few of us took initiative to counter our usual tendency toward politeness and conflict avoidance. Without talking it out in advance, we ended up with several strong leadership roles. Now, in theory, this sounds like it might have been a good practice. In reality, the lack of coordination backfired and left some members feeling marginalized and frustrated. We realized that some members of our group were coming up short on the time or space to voice their opinions.
So why do you ask?
So
Is
the
there-
reason why I'm asking is again with the floating and the fins. Someone
No,
good.
You
Dude.
cannot go to anywhere.
No.
Dude.
In the case of the hurricane survival exercise, we learned that asking a key group member about the needs of the diabetic earned us several additional points and saved us minutes of debate about a subject of which we knew very little. But did we learn?
Victor, can you tell us a little bit about the diabetic situation?
So
So,
this
what are the
individual-
immediate needs now?
Fluids.
Fluids.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Because this individual has no insulin,
Okay.
and when you lack insulin like that, your body starts to compensate in an unhealthy way,
Mm-hmm.
making what we call ketones that can cause you to get really sick. That makes them vomit. And fluids, the first thing.
And so that's why they're vomiting now.
Yes.
So food
Okay.
won't help.
No, food will not help at this stage. You just need fluids.
As a team, we need to commit to spending an initial chunk of time on confirming the task and facts at hand, confirming our objective and strategy for meeting it, and clearly delineating tasks and roles. Those who commit to a specific role will need to make it lizard brain. They own it and proactively take it on every time we work as a team, regardless of whether we are developing a team deliverable or just having an ad hoc meeting. Each of our team members is used to calling the shots and being an expert in their area. We have to learn how to defer to each other or assert ourselves as members of a peer group, rather than individual leaders. This meant that, at times, we fell short on patience and generosity in our assumptions about the motivation and skills of others. Looking back, we might have been more productive sooner if we had been more open-minded. Fortunately, we were each delighted when others provided us wrong or surprised us with their insights, and we are stronger for having disposed of some of these assumptions.
Going forward, we plan to build on our strengths and shore up our weak spots through several specific actions while we maintain the behavior and norms that have so far proven effective. Specifically, we'll stick to our norms and processes and we'll call each other out when we deviate, respectfully, of course. We're appointing a devil's advocate, someone whose sole job is to counter groupthink. And we will have a timekeeper as well as a whip, someone to alert the group when we are veering off topic and need to refocus. We're committed to live feedback sessions during every class weekend, and each group member submits a score for the efficacy of each meeting. We will aggregate this and average it over time so that we can measure our progress. Left to our own devices, we might not have chosen to work with each other. When we met, we were a group of high-achieving individuals. Now we're a team. And like a Sphinx, when we combine our best attributes through effective team management, we can produce a whole that is greater than the sum of its parts.